Unpacking gearing within hedge fund strategies. In order to fully understand how gearing is applied in hedge funds, we need to understand the key difference between the way that hedge funds trade and the way that traditional unit trusts trade. In unit trusts, if you give 100 Rand to a portfolio manager, they will go buy cash equities of 100 Rand, maybe holding a portion of the portfolio in cash for liquidity reasons. Using our grapes example in the strategies video, this would represent holding 100 Rands worth of physical grapes. In hedge funds, trading is different. Hedge funds trade with something called margin. Margin is a certain percentage of the total amount received in cash. With this, they take out a position on the market, and this is called a derivative. For example, if you give 100 Rand to the portfolio manager and the margin is 10%, they will take 100 Rand multiplied by the 10%, which is 10 Rand, and go buy derivatives on the equities. The market value of that 10 Rand margin derivative will still be worth 100 Rands in the client portfolio. Using our grapes example, instead of holding the 100 Rands worth of physical grapes, we would be holding a 10 Rand position, either long or short, on those grapes that represents 100 Rands worth of physical grapes. So now we know about the 10%. What about the 90% left over after the margin? This acts as surety to the hedge fund to execute on different strategies. For example, applying gearing to the strategy. Gearing is applied on the margin amount that purchases the derivatives and not the full amount. So, using the previous example, you give a portfolio manager 100 Rand to invest in a portfolio that is 3 times geared on a long-short strategy, where 10% of the margin will be applied. If 3 times geared was equal to a long position which is 2 times geared and a short position which is 1 times geared, it would look something like this. The 10% margin multiplied by 2, which is 20%, equates to a 20 Rand margin in a long derivative position. This is the equivalent of 200 Rand market value in a client portfolio. 10% multiplied by 1 is 10%, which equates to a 10 Rand margin in a short derivative position. This is the equivalent of 100 Rand market value in a client portfolio. For the 100 Rand you invested, you are getting 300 Rands total market exposure, a total long position market exposure of 200 Rand, and a total short market exposure of 100 Rand.